What is going on, my people? Man, we're back again once again, and today we're about to check out the interview with RM and Pharrell Williams, bruh. Rolling Stones interview, bruh. Yeah. Let that out. Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Let that marinate a little bit. You know what I'm saying? I see you, boy. You looking good.
Hey. So yeah, I've been really anticipating this. So has Blaze, and we're big fans of Pharrell, legends in the game.
Yes.
Tunes, NERD, we know all about it. You know what I'm saying? And to see these two legends get together and actually collaborate from an interview perspective, and also they're making a song together as well.
Can we, real quick? Yeah. I know we gotta start. Manifestation is, whoa! It's one of the best things in the world.
It really is.
RM literally did Do You to one of Pharrell Williams' instrumentals years ago. And now they're gonna be talking about a collaboration together.
Yeah.
Do y'all not understand how manifestation works? If you don't, that's how it works, baby.
You better call God and ask him about it, right? Come on.
I'm not sure if you remember it or not, but we've met at
of course,
Billboard Music Awards.
Yes, of
in
course.
2018.
Yeah,
do you remember?
We took a photo.
We took a photo together.
I wanted to work then.
Yeah.
Hey,
Look at this. Oh,
let's go.
they looking so fresh, so clean.
Let's do it.
In it to win it. Come on, RM
Thank you.
and Pharrell.
Thank you for
that.
you know, I think that there's a huge benefit in writing and producing for other people. I'm pretty sure you may feel that way as well, but it allows me to go to places that I wouldn't go for myself. And as much as it feels like, you know, I may know what I'm doing when I'm doing songs that I'm, you know, featured as a solo artist, some people know, but most people don't know that all of my solo efforts have always been songs that I have written or produced for other people. In fact, when I try to write songs for myself or produce songs for myself, they always are too complex and seem much more like a puzzle than they do, you know, a jam, you know, like a bop.
So I wanted him to finish this sentence, but I saw you was reacting over here. You had something to say about that?
Because, man, oh my God, bro. True artists, that's something that you go through. That is really something that you go through. I really have written songs for other people, or I wrote songs that I wanted other people to do, you know?
Yeah.
And when I realized that was never gonna happen, I recorded it, and it always wound up being one of those things where people was just like, "Oh, I love this song," and things like that really just happens, man. Like it really does.
Yeah.
You know, like you come on, bro. Look at all the songs RM then wrote for other people. We know about the boys,
Definitely.
and just like, come on, look how amazing these songs are.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, oh my God, man. Like, yeah, real, like, how many seconds? A minute 18.
Yeah,
And they're already speaking facts right now, bro. Come on, man.
Yeah.
But I do those for other people. So for me, oftentimes my best stuff is the stuff that I poach back for myself. I don't know how it is for you.
In 2005, I was just an elementary school kid, and I just wanted to be a rapper. As I got to know what's rap, it's, you know, basically it's rhythm and poetry. I really felt attracted for this whole genre, to, you know, send the messages to the world. Actually, it's really you know, embarrassing to answer about all this in front of my idol, but for me it's really more comfy to, you know. Mostly for me, I write somebody's lyrics or the melodies for other artists. Not as many as you, but it feels like, you know, it gives me another avatars and characters.
Yes.
So when it comes to me, it's a complex. and it always comes with the pain, you know, to confess. But it's still the most important part for me.
I can relate to that. I think the pain part for me is probably the fun part, because that's like some of the most vivid paint that we can use as artists when we're like filling in what we want to be a powerful verse. It's like, okay, does it hurt enough? You know, or does it feel good enough? You know, so I understand you there when you say, you inject the pain in your verses to make sure that like, you know, they're strong. I agree.
I was wondering the creative process, you know, how it's different for you yourself, like In My Mind or Girl, or, you know, between the, you know, songs you made for the others, like the singers or the rappers, or like clips, grinding, of course. I just wonder the difference, you know, from the scratch.
So when an artist walks in, they ask for something.
Like a track or
you know, they'll say, you know, I just want something hard, or I want something darker, or I want, something that's like for the club, like, you know,
banger.
You know what I'm saying? A banger, like. And so I'm considering what they're looking for, but I'm also thinking about like the texture of their voice, and the patterns and the melodies that they do usually. Then I think about how I can give them something very different than they've ever done before. And so when you mix all of that together, a lot of times, you know, an artist will say, man, that's a little different for me or whatever. And then I'll go ahead and reference it and, you know, sell it to someone else. And then like oftentimes that same person will come back to me and say, man, why didn't you play me that? And I'm like, I did play you that, but they weren't hearing it in that way.
Wow, that's the fun part.
Yeah, that's the fun part. But then there are people who jump out the window and they go ahead and try it. Because my whole thing is just try it. We don't have to put it out.
Right. That's good.
But, you know, people are so good at what they do. Sometimes they're afraid to explore different parts of their voice, different parts of their personality, and different parts of their career. So, you know, they're a little like hesitant. But for the ones that do try it, they get to experience something new. And look, if we've decided at the end of the day it's just not right for them, it's not right for them.
Yeah.
But you got to hear a different side. That's my favorite part of writing and producing for other people.
Like a challenging.
Yeah.
Like so.
So before we move on, I'm loving the dynamic thus far of this interview. I love how much of a good listener RM is. You can definitely tell he's just taking it all in. He's very thoughtful as far as his thought process and before he answers, and he's really just taking it all in right now from Pharrell, who is definitely a legend in the game, a super producer as we call people of his caliber. Speaking of super producer, Pharrell is just that. Being a super producer, you're the type of producer that brings out the best in the artist, and you unlock the limitations that artists put on themselves. And I like Pharrell's methodology for doing that in the studio. Like, he inspires people to go beyond what they thought could be even possible if you're willing to go there with him. You know, just try. Yep. You know what I'm saying? We don't have to put it out. Just try, you know, and hey, it may be something that you like, you know, so you just never know. It may be magic, but what's the harm in trying? What's the harm in going outside of your box, the box that you put yourself in as an artist? You know, a super producer is going to bring that out in an artist, right? You know, so they're not just there to drop a beat and be like, yeah, do whatever. No, they're there to help you to construct something that is beyond yourself, right? You know what I'm saying? They're there to take you to that next level, and that's what you want as an artist. Am I right?
I mean, come on, bro. You can go back from the test of time and find that out about music producers that's working with artists. I mean, Snoop Dogg said it himself. It was Dr. Dre that told him to start singing. Use his melodies because he had great melodies. And he wasn't never thinking like that. So whenever you think about these super producers, you know, and for certain information that they give different artists, some of the things that we love and like about artists till this day possibly would have never happened without that producer. So shout out to Pharrell for that and putting light to that.
Yeah.
And yes, always shout out to you because I always love your wording and how you express it, bro.
Love you, bro.
Love you too, man.
Yeah, this is good.
Favorite part of writing and producing for other people?
Like a challenging.
Yeah.
So here comes another thing.
Okay.
I started to listen to music. I mean, like the hip hop music in 2005. I started with the Nas and Eminem.
Okay.
Of course, the classics.
Yeah.
Of course,
But
classics.
as I get to know you, when I first listened to your song, especially, I just want to point out "Take It Off," because that's my playlist, one of the playlists. So
That's crazy.
That is crazy, Pharrell. Look how Pharrell looking. That is crazy. If you guys don't know Take It Off, go check out Take It Off. Take It Off is a very sensual song. We talking about taking panties off. I'm just saying that's what Pharrell's saying in the song. And for RM to be like, that's his playlist.
Yeah.
RM has a Take It Off playlist. Let's let that marinate for a second.
Yes.
Let's understand that's the building blocks of this playlist.
Right.
You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So,
I mean, but you don't know. For people who does music, I'm pretty sure everybody have a certain song that inspired them to say like, I think I want to try this.
Yeah.
You know, and a lot of times it would shock you because you got rappers who at first wanted to be R&B singers.
Yeah.
Then you got R&B singers who wanted to be rappers. You got pop artists who wanted to be rock artists. You know, all these different things, and they'll tell you where it started from, and it will blow your mind. Like, wait, what? How did we get this artist?
Yeah.
You know, like it's crazy how life works.
It is, bro.
But music, that's what music is.
Yeah.
Music is not supposed to tell you like you like this type, so you just do this type. No, music can inspire a lot of people to maybe want to start something, but they might not wind up actually doing the thing that actually inspired them.
Right, that makes sense.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So
yeah.
that's music, man. Like it's so, what you call it, abstract.
It is.
You know what I'm
very
saying?
abstract. It is. Yes, it is, and we love it. Yes, we do.
Oh, great interview
yeah,
so far, bruh.
man. Yeah,
Jeez.
yeah.
because that's my playlist, one of the playlists. So
That's crazy.
when I listen to it, I even translated into Korean and I just recorded once when I was I'm amateur.
Whoa.
So you know, when I listen to it, I just always been wanting to have the frequency, like because you always cross over this. These days, genre doesn't mean anything, but I think at that time, was like some rappers really criticize the rappers who sing or use the auto-tunes. But I don't know, you started your career as a producer, or so you're like very natural for that. But I always wanted to have the frequency like you. Like it sometimes it's just singing. It could be falsetto. Sometimes you rap. Sometimes you just sing the hook for the audio artist. Snoop Dogg and So how do you position yourself when you participate in the song as a player? Like,
Wow. First of all, those are great questions.
There are great questions.
No one's ever asked me that.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yes.
Artist
Yes.
to artist.
Yes.
This why.
Yes.
This is so why this interview is very important.
Yeah.
Artist to artist. If you talking, I watch actors, interview actors.
Yeah.
And the information you get from them based off the questions that they ask. Because it's not about the movie. It's not about your show. It's not about this. They're asking them questions that we wouldn't know about unless we was in the field.
Right.
And that's why I think stuff like this is so important.
Really?
Because this right here, and then, oh my God, let's talk about how it's coming from way different backgrounds, atmospheres, ethnicity, all these different things, bruh. But they are coming together and talking about art.
Yes.
And the questions that RM, first of all, shout out to RM.
Man,
looking like
salute that, man.
The
shoes,
fashionable
your shoes, the
president.
the blazer,
Oh,
the pants,
come on,
the black shirt, the freaking chain,
man.
the black hair. Oh my goodness,
And then he's doing such a great job as a interviewer to the point that he knows his dimples is high definition. And he's trying his best not to smile too hard to take away from the interview.
Yes. Talk
come
about
on,
consideration.
Let's do that.
And Pharrell's like, no one's ever asked him this question before, bro. Like, so I'm excited to hear Pharrell's answer.
Yes.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Sorry, y'all.
No apologies needed, man. This is good stuff.
Wow. First of all, these are great questions.
Thank you.
And no one's ever asked me that.
Oh, really?
Or not. Like, no, I've never had a journalist ever ask me
That really matters to me. So.
That's awesome, man.
And that's like no cap. Like, you, believe it or not, no one's, and it sounds like they could have, and because it's such an obvious question, but no one's ever asked me that. So I'm blown away.
Yeah.
I make decisions based off of feeling. I don't make them based off of convention.
I gotta rap. I gotta sing.
Yeah, no, it's just whatever it feels like it needs, and I'm gonna channel it as best as I can because I'm trying to tell somebody else who's gonna be better than me to do it. And oftentimes, what will happen was artists will be like, "Nah, we want you to stay on there," and I'll be like, "No, but it's for this person." But I channel what I feel like is missing, and I forget that it's gonna be me because if I think that it's gonna be me, then it won't be as good and I won't be as confident. I'm only confident knowing that I am giving the instruction and the directives to someone else.
Okay.
Like, for example, there's a record that I did with Mystical a long time ago called
Mystical.
Wow.
Shake it fast. Watch yourself.
So when I did that record, I was thinking
what you're
like,
working with. Yeah.
writing wise, Chad and I produced it together, but when I was writing that hook, I was pretending that like Eddie Kendricks from the Temptations could do it. And
didn't notice.
I remember saying to them, "Oh man, we're gonna get like, we're gonna get the guy from the Temptations to do it." And they were like, "Nah, the record company wants you to stay on there." I was like, "Wait, what?" So it was like this weird thing where like I started to realize that was my sweet spot, is when I channel other people.
Okay.
And I surrender to what the music needs and not let my ego or my feelings get involved. And then I actually make better decisions, whether it's gonna be me on the song at the end of the day or not. Or another artist. I've filled in the blank and given them a different feeling.
Wow.
And oftentimes, sometimes I would be sharp, when I'm singing on there, but it just felt good. And we would just leave it.
So
Wow, man. Yeah, man, so insightful, bro. This is why Pharrell, RM, and people like them of this caliber, they're so successful, because they surrender to the music. They take their self out of it, their agenda, their plans out of it, and they go with the flow of the music and what is best for the music, bro. That's crazy that he didn't even think of himself being the one to sing it. He had in his head that somebody from like the Temptations was gonna sing this. So can I tell you guys a quick story, very brief story, regarding this song that Pharrell has mentioned. Shake It Fast is the clean version of the song, but it's Shake Your Ass. It's by Mystical. He's a New Orleans rapping legend in the game, right? My brother Jeremy, he's a sheriff. Now he's a detective, but he used to be a sheriff. He used to work in the prison.
Yeah.
And so he met Mystical in prison. Like,
oh wow.
Yeah, Mystical was an inmate, right? And so Jeremy asked Mystical, because Jeremy's a huge fan of New Orleans rap and Mystical, of course. So he asked Mystical one day. He said, "Hey, Mystical inmate, what was the song that inspired you the most? Like, what is the song that you can be like, this is my proudest song?" And Mystical said, "Shake Your Ass." And Jeremy's like, out of all the songs that you made, all the lyrical bombs you done dropped, Shake Your Ass is the song that you are most proud of? He said, yeah. You want to know why? He's like, yeah, please tell me why. It's a good song and everything, but please tell me why that is the song that you feel like is your greatest achievement. And Mystical said, because it made me the most money. And he's like, Jeremy's like, okay, I get that, but artistically though, Mystical, artistically, please give me something here, artistically, just lyrical wise, because you done dropped so many great songs. Artistically, what is your best song, your monumental achievement? Shake Your Ass, because it made me the most money. That was Mystical's response.
Hey, Mystical, bro.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure if you remember it or not, but we've met at
Of course.
Billboard Music Awards
Yes, of
in
course.
2018.
Yeah.
Do you remember?
We took a photo.
We took a photo.
I wanted to work then. But I didn't want to be aggressive. So I was like, let's just take a photo. But
you were nice.
But I really wanted to, I was like, yo, let's leave. I think we took a photo backstage.
Yeah, backstage in your room actually.
Yeah, and then like I was working in a studio not too far off, and I really wanted to be like, yo, fuck all of this. No, you know what? Let me correct this because I don't want your fan base to be mad at me using this kind of language. But
F this. We not offended. It's all
using this kind of language. But
fine.
man, I was like, I wanted to be like, listen.
RM taking up for Army real quick. He's like, they're not like that. You heard him?
Yeah.
They're not like that. Yeah, RM always be looking out for us. Like, yeah, we are so diverse. On the outside looking in, you wouldn't know, but we are so diverse. I mean, they got Army straight, you know what I'm saying, in Beverly Hills, in the suburbs, living the luxurious life, you know what I'm saying? They got Army that are preppy. They got Army that are straight gangsters in these streets. Like, Army is so diverse, bro. Yeah, so don't worry about Pharrell. Don't worry, bro. We say curse words too.
This kind of language.
They do too.
But
Yeah, they do
I
too.
wanted to be like, listen, let's leave here right now and go make some great music because I just loved everything that you guys were doing. I love your energy and I love what it is that you represent, at such a time when, our Asian brothers and sisters and, fellow Asian human beings that maybe don't identify necessarily binarily, in a binary way, the Asian community has just been going through so much
These days, yeah.
And
gradually, more and more.
The Asian community has given me so much. And I really feel like y'all's energy, you're also showing like artist periods, not just like not just in one specific genre, but I think you're just like also showing people that like, you don't have to be, you can be humble. You guys, your energy is there's a lot of humility that you all vibrate.
Yeah.
Come on, man.
Energy. What people don't realize is like when you have, literally, hundreds of millions of fans, and you encounter them, 20 and 50 and 100,000 at a time.
Can't notice a single face. It's just a mess.
It's
MAS. Not
it's a mass.
All right.
And it is
so
a
thoughtful,
massive
man.
voice.
He's thoughtful.
And it is a massive, using that word mass, it is a massive energy coming at you. And you say jump.
And then they jump.
And they jump. And you sing, and they sing every word.
Right.
And you know that you can feel through their voices that so many of their lives have been affected and changed because of something that you've done.
That's
I don't know how you do that, because I've had a couple songs do that, and then when I get out there and go sing it, that would make me cry because it was too much of a responsibility. Every time I get that close to that size and what I do as a musician, I always step back.
Oh, why? It's like, is it too heavy?
It's too heavy, man.
Too much?
It's too much of a responsibility. That's why I really revere people like yourself and, your band members and other artists like B and J and like, man, what y'all go out there and go face every night on that stage. It is humbling and it's overwhelming, and sometimes your nervous system got to be built for that.
Of course.
Let me ask you this: how do you deal after you come off the stage feeling electrified and shocked every night? How do you decompress, or do you purge? Like, how do you do that?
Okay, so before he answers that, you were reacting a little bit to what Pharrell was saying, and I just want to hear everything they have to say, and then we kind of like give our thoughts on it. So do you have anything you want to add to what Pharrell has specifically said?
It's really just the recognition, man.
Mm-hmm.
Like him recognizing that, like he didn't really say it in so many words, but if you're reading between the lines, he's talking about how did y'all cross over so much to not just Korean people and American people, but to everybody. Like you know, it's one thing to get off stage with American people and they're reciting your words, you know, for him being an American. You know, it's another thing for you to be, the group, you know, as a whole, to be Asian people and go in different parts of the world, and people are reciting your lyrics verbatim,
right?
And like they're not even skipping a beat. It's like, if you didn't know them, you would think that they were Korean themselves.
Right.
You know, that right there, for him to recognize that aspect of BTS is phenomenal. Is a humbling thing.
How do you decompress, or do you decompress, or do you purge? Like, how do you do that?
It's, you know, my first performing was in front of like 10 people in some small clubs when I was like 15.
Okay.
And
we've been there.
Yep.
I like forgot most of the lyrics. So at that time I just realized that, I'm not a star type. I'm not a, like these, like a front man, and could enjoy all this shit and just, like Kurt Cobain or
So RM, you know what I'm saying? RM kind of, low key letting them know we curse like that.
Yeah,
we down to earth like that. You know what I'm saying? We're not high and mighty like that. We do curse like that. Like on this channel, we make it a point to keep it family friendly and stuff like that. But
out of respect for our younger viewers who
yes,
and love y'all.
Absolutely. But we curse like that. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is.
and could enjoy all this shit and just, like Kurt Cobain or Mick Jagger. I'm not that type of, I'm just a human just who loves writing music and just, the energy. So every night, like, for example, we had stadium shows in Las Vegas last April. Yeah. It was 4, but like every night.
Oh my God! Hey, I'm not gonna lie. I swear to God, I swear on everything I love. Yeah. I just told myself right when he was saying that, I was like, he gonna say Vegas.
Yeah.
I promise y'all, I was saying that in my mind. He gonna say Vegas. Yeah, baby, that's why I got excited. You know what I'm saying? We was, you know what I'm saying? Put him up. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, for example, we had stadium shows in Las Vegas last April. Yeah. It was 4, but like every night is a challenge. It's like same set list. It's like maybe the same flow, sort of type, a little different, but just like you said, that moment, like after we finished the first 3 beginning songs, and then we, take out the earphones, and then like we're just like, we're fucking back. It's like that moment, that's when I really gets all the nerves, and like there's a different me persona for the next 2 hours and a half. But before that, from the rehearsal and even in the playing, I got really nervous and like so responsible, because I really am aware of the stories that fans buy the tickets and they come from Brazil, from Japan, Korea, like from everywhere. They just come there for just that one night. So it feels me like I have to pay back. I have to give them, I have to offer them the best night ever in their lives. So it's a mess, and it's a too much energy. But I'm a human, and I really get nervous, and I really sometimes get depressed by, and even get swallowed by all the energies. But I'm trying, and I try to deal with it, because I'm a human, and I love the music.
Yeah.
I love their love, because I think love is really happening when we give somebody, not we take.
Wow.
We take.
Yeah.
Wow.
So I think it's more closer to the real love, I guess, personally. So I just want to give them back. They brought us from just a small city in Korea all the way back to the heart of this music industry.
Yeah.
Las Vegas, LA, New York. Me having an interview with Pharrell, it could happen because of fans all over the world.
Yeah.
I'm just always grateful, and I just don't want to disappoint them. How do you define?
Oh my goodness. A lot going on there. What you got to say, bro?
First of all, I don't even know why we're still watching this interview. And you don't even have a soul capture for me.
I'm sorry, bro. Soul catchers they're over there. I'm sorry, bro. I saw your soul leave about 3 times already.
Because
already in this video, bro.
To be honest with you, there's a lot to digest. Listening to it wake up so many things. Definitely a real one. Bro. RM is. All I can say is, if he was running for president, he can take all my money for as much help as he needs.
Oh yeah, we donate to that campaign for sure, man. I don't donate to politician campaigns like that, but
everything,
yeah, we would donate,
bro.
Absolutely, bro. Because his thoughts about love is absolutely correct. It's really about giving, not just trying to take. You know what I'm saying? Because when you give, you're naturally going to receive. That's just the order of things, and that just goes for basically everything, but especially love, right? And also his compassion, not his compassion, his passion for the fans, bro. The fans, like just to think about them on the level of they're coming from Brazil, they're coming from all these other places to come here, and his thoughtfulness in that and his consideration for them is definitely heartwarming, man. And also the fact that he recognizes that we would not be here if it was not for the fans. People usually say that as a blanket statement. You know what I'm saying? That's just a statement just cause. But you can tell he really means that, and he really does care that the fans are there so much that they support them, and that the fans are the reason why they're even able to do what they're doing, even able to have an interview like he said with Pharrell Williams. You know what I'm saying? It's really about the fans, just almost like what Chris Martin said, in the Gin concert, is like, you guys create the magic. You guys are the reason. And I love that he's constantly thinking about armies like that, man. He's always got army in his conversation, bro.
How do you position yourself? Like, you're a producer, yeah, you may be a rapper, you may be a singer, you may be a CEO, father, a husband. Like, of course the name Pharrell explains everything, but except that how will you define yourself? Like,
good question.
I don't know. I mean, I'm a public servant first.
Public servant.
I like that.
Goodness.
I like that, Pharrell. I like that.
And when you serve the public, you're doing
Something for public.
Yeah, and that's God's will. I'm a believer.
Oh,
yeah, I believe the universe is real. For me, God is the universe. Mm-hmm. We're in the universe. And then again, being a public servant, being a father, a husband, and then music is like everything for me, because music's the skeleton key that's opened up every door.
Still music.
The skeleton key.
Because without that, I wasn't able to do all the stuff that I'm able to do. And then I definitely have my struggles with having a lack of a sense of purpose, I think.
When?
Right around 2005, when I put Out in My Mind. I just felt like,
right after that?
As soon as it didn't do what I wanted it to do, I mean, culturally, it made an impression. but it didn't do it egotistically. It didn't perform the way I wanted it to, Charles. Like it just didn't do what I was used to at that time, and that really hit me hard. So that made me start to think about like purpose and things having real, true DNA and not just aesthetic perversion, but like real.
What is this? I mean, it's Scott Chips today.
Yeah, I'm gonna let him finish. I just had to take a minute. To process that. That's all. I don't really have anything to say right now. I just had to take a minute to process what he said, man. Wow, this is really good, bro. This is really good,
It's
bro.
golden, bro.
Hold on, I just gotta go back just a little, y'all, cause yeah, he's dropping some real gems though.
Basically, it didn't perform the way I wanted it to, Charles. Like it just didn't do what I was used to at that time, and that really hit me hard. So that made me start to think about like purpose and things having real, true DNA and not just aesthetic perversion, but like real, true like meaning, and something that could be meaningful to people, but at the same time still fun. And you know, I've always loved the girl, so that was always going to be a part of it. But so I understand what that is. I know what it's like to hit that place in your career, and for whatever reason, and you guys are doing fine. But I think, you know, from what I'm hearing and what I'm understanding, you guys hit a place where you were like, you know, what are we doing? Who are we? Are we who we said we were?
Right.
You know, and you know, as you think about who you are and you think about what you mean and what your intentions are, it's like also kind of determining who you want to be. I mean, how's that feel? Like, where are you in that process right now? Because you're working on a solo record, right?
Yes, like 90% of the work is done.
Okay.
I've released some
90%.
mixtape as one of the member of the band, but I think it was just like experiments. I think this time it's maybe my official first solo album.
Okay.
That I could feel enough.
Okay.
I don't know it's gonna be like, I don't know if I would feel like you after my mind or not, but I think, you know, it'll happen after when I release it.
Right.
So I'm just dependent on the time, but it's been just like 10 years after we had our debut as a team. So, you know, K-pop is, you know, all about the band and the groups. And actually, I told you, I personally started my career as a rapper, you know, and as a poet.
Yeah.
So
I like that.
that was the tricky part actually, because, you know, the K-pop is like a mix.
Yeah.
It's like the mix of American pop music, all the visuals and the choreos and social medias and stuff. It's really intense and really hectic. So it has some pros and cons of its own.
Talk your life,
you know,
bro.
after 10 years,
yeah.
I think it was not our intention, but we took it. But we actually became a sort of a social figure. So, you know, a K-pop band going to have a speech at the UN or, you know, meeting the presidents. It's like, I think I was really confused that I'm what am I, like a diplomat or what? So I was just, you know, a small rapper and lyricist when I was young, like, from the scratch. So, so it was 10 years really intense as a team, and I actually was in charge, like almost all of the interviews and you know, representing the team like in front of the other members. That was my stuff, I guess, role.
Yeah.
So I think I got really I don't know, like, yo, I gotta stop this for a bit.
Yeah.
I gotta shut it down and just, you know, fall from it away and then just see what's going on, you know, making my mind really calm down. And then I think, so that's how I got to concentrate on my just solo. And these days I really have been thinking about the 15 when I first listened to you, you know, the first feeling and the vibe and the reason why I started, why I chose music to, you know, for my whole life, I guess. So yeah, when I was when I started my music, I was like 14, and now I'm like 28. So it's like just the half. It's like it's like way shorter than you. So I'm in that process. So it's really tricky and confusing, and I just don't know what's going to happen. So if you could give me any advices, because you were in the band and you are in the band and you've done the best. It's different from the K-pop, but you've done a lot of projects, like of course NERD, Neptunes, and of course your solo.
Yeah.
So, like any thoughts about
beat?
So I know that Pharrell's about to give him some great advice just based on his experience, absolutely right now. But let's just talk about what RM just spit just now, just a little bit. So RM definitely, as the leader of the group, and then also the one that is fluent in English, took a lot upon himself, bro.
He really did.
You know what I'm saying? And I don't think a lot of people fully can grasp how much weight he had on himself. He literally had to be responsible for the whole group. He had to be responsible for the image of the group. Just think about that. Think about the actual pressure that is. You know what I'm saying? He has to be the one to say the quote unquote right things, to translate the right things to the world, to express this group and explain this group to the world. That was literally all on him. And of course the guys are there with him and stuff, but like him being the one that's fluent in English, he was responsible for all of the interviews. Like that was all on him. So a lot of weight, a lot of pressure's on him, and artistically that takes a toll on you. Any person, anybody, he's a human, just like he said, any human, that's going to take a toll on you. And so he felt like artistically it was really hurting him. And his first love is music. I love that about him. That's his first love, bro. You know what I'm saying? And you don't want anything getting in the way of your first love. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you love your wife. I love my wife. I'll be damned if anything gets in between me and my wife. You know what I'm saying? Anything that gets in between that relationship that I hold dear. You know what I'm saying? Whether it's something that I've done or something that is just in the way of it and stuff, I'm going to work on rectifying that, because that love is precious to me. You feel what I'm saying? So he had to take a step back and say, I love this craft so much that I can't let anything get in the way of my love for that. You know what I'm saying? That's that important to me. You know what I'm saying? So I appreciate him as an artist, that he recognizes that. And I also appreciate, the company, to where they back him enough to where they're like, yeah, you have every right to do that, because we respect you enough as an artist to allow you to do that. Because a lot of companies, they don't really even care. You see what I'm saying? So, I really respect his openness, his honesty here, and just his complete transparency right now, as he's just divulging his heart to us, So, what did you think about this section right here?
To be honest with you, you said pretty much everything that I was really thinking.
Yeah.
Like everything that you said, I was like, okay.
Okay.
Because I was thinking like, okay. And then as you kept going, I was like, oh, okay, well, no, he got it down.
Okay, good.
So yeah, I'm good. Good.
Yeah, I'm gonna make sure we get it out here. Okay, good. We on the same page, cause we blood brothers up in here. You know what I'm saying? Soul brother number one over here. Yeah.
Like any thoughts about
being in the Neptunes, being in NERD, and having a solo record really helped me, because you do one thing, then you take a break. You do another thing, then you take a break. You do another thing,
switch modes.
Yeah, and it allows me to like put on different hats and put on different masks. So I understand that, and I know like having that departure is gonna make it really fresh for you. I think it's good for you to do that, because then when you come back to it, to the group,
team.
I think it's gonna be to the team. I think it's gonna.
Oh, sorry. There was a distinction there just now. Pharrell's like to the group, and then RM's like to the team. So RM has a way of making sure he clarifies things, and words are very important to RM. So, there's a big difference between group and team. Okay, so group is a collection of people that come together for a certain purpose or whatever. Like that. To an extent, they're a group, but a team
is somebody who work together.
Yes.
Yeah.
Exactly. And BTS is a freaking team.
Yeah.
So he had to clarify that. So yeah, RM's a real leader.
To the group.
Team.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be to the team. I think it's gonna be super fresh. You're gonna have a whole lot of ideas. I would just say continue to move forward, continue to be curious, and don't put any kind of necessary pressure on what it is that you do.
That's
by
good.
saying,
Good.
No absolutes. Like, oh, I will never do music again, or I will never. I wouldn't do any of that. I would just
No nevers.
no nevers.
No
Just
nevers,
stay
baby.
along for the ride. Just keep going.
Yeah.
Cruising.
Yeah, and just see where you end up, because it's really interesting.
Thank you.
That was
Thank
good
you.
advice.
Pleasure's mine.
Good advice. Oh my goodness. Hold on. What's going on here? Okay. They looking freaking fresh, bruh. That was yeah, man. So I'm gonna let you get the final word. Also, watch your fam. Let us know in the comments what you guys say. But my man Blaze is gonna close us out on this right here, man, because this is really something special. What you got to say, my young brother?
At the end of the day, this is what we're here for, man. Like, these questions that they asked each other was some of the best questions and answers I have ever heard in an interview. The fact that they both asked questions that put them in a vulnerable state, and the fact that they was willing to answer it with wholeheartedly, that's just one of the great things about this interview. The artists themselves, Pharrell and RM, some of these things, even us as fans, we did not think we would see.
Nope.
I know we all heard the Do You, and we heard how RM sound on it, but let's be real. How many of us actually saw something happening from that? That just lets you know how much music speaks for itself. Art speaks for itself. Like, these guys, to me, they didn't come together as human beings. They came together as artists.
Yes.
And they both have their own poetic ways in displaying their art.
Yeah.
And
man,
the fact that you got, Pharrell, who dealt with his own trials and everything, and his album probably didn't do the numbers. And please understand, when he said culturally it did good, that's because sometimes us as people, we may not go support art the way we should, but we'll take whatever comes free. So, and this is not to down us as people, sometimes it's just what it is.
It is what it is sometimes.
Culturally, yes, his album did do a lot. His singles did a lot. And that, come on now, I don't even have to really mention BTS and what they have done for the people and for the culture as well.
Absolutely.
So that's why, this interview right here, and just knowing that they have a collab, that's I can't wait to hear it.
Yeah, man.
It's one thing.
Bro.
It's one thing when you are taking a beat that was already produced for somebody else and then putting your own spin on it. It's another thing when you're working with that person to create together. Now you get to hear a whole different sound. You know what I'm saying? Because possibly if RM worked with Pharrell back in the day, you probably wouldn't have got to Do You. You probably wouldn't have got that. You probably would have got something way different. And now we are about to see what that different sound like.